it Monday or Wednesday?
Yes, it is.
It's Monday
today. Welcome to another episode of Conscious Straight Talk with Katie and Lindsey.
Hi, I'm Katie Hutchinson, and I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist, and I'm also a certified mediator. And it's so great to have you guys here today.
Hey everyone, I'm Lindsey Kearns. I'm the mama behind MalibuMamaLoves.com, and I'm also a certified conscious trauma-informed life coach. Today we wanted to talk to you about something that's going on that everybody has to face and deal with, and that's COVID. We thought it would be great just to share some statistics with you and talk about creating a safety plan for yourself as we are all dealing with COVID, because it's the fact that it's here to stay. It's something we have to deal with. And some of the statistics on it are pretty scary. So we do need to keep that conversation going, and we wanted to do that with you guys today.
Yeah, so I'm going to tell you what COVID stands for and where it came from. So COVID-19 stands for the name given by the World Health Organization on February 11th, 2020, for the disease caused by the novel coronavirus SARS/coronavirus 2. It started in Wuhan, China in late 2019 and has since spread worldwide. COVID-19 is an acronym that stands for Coronavirus Disease of 2019. So
there have been all different types of them. We've had Alpha, we've had Beta, we've had Delta, we've had Omicron, we've had Lambda, we've had some really serious ones, and then some strains that aren't as serious.
So more,
which has been nice.
Yeah. So more serious was the Delta. I think I actually had the Delta, and then I got the Omicron. But so the Delta was a lot more serious, and the Omicron was much faster spreading. Spreaded much faster. Did I say that right?
Much faster.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But with less serious side effects. Yeah.
It was really discovered in the 60s. What started with SARS, right? And then we had AIDS come on the scene, and then we had MERS come on the scene. So there's been a lot of viruses that are around.
Yeah, Middle Eastern respiratory syndrome.
We've certainly overcome other major pandemics over the last hundreds of years. There's no reason why we can't overcome this, but I want to share with you guys some of this, or I want you to share some of the statistics with us.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. So there have been, this is all in the United States, except for when I say worldwide, just so you all know. 442 million doses of vaccines have been given in the United States. 961,934 deaths by COVID, so almost
just
a million.
In the States alone, right? In the US?
All in the USA,
Yeah.
and this is just in the USA, so almost a million. 79 million cases of COVID in the USA. Within 7 days, another 37,000 people in the United States will be infected.
So wait, does that mean that literally every 7 days, another 37,000 people are infected?
Yes.
Wow.
Now, it was about 55,000 a couple months ago, and it was
So
really crazy with Omicron, but it's going down, so that's a good thing.
Yeah.
9,810 deaths were people that were partially vaccinated. They were partially vaccinated.
Or fully vaccinated.
Or fully
had
vaccinated.
some form of the vaccination.
That's true, yes.
But that's less than what? 0.0022%? You know, when you think about the grand scheme, because it does sound like a high number. I just want to point out, in the grand scheme of things.
It's nothing, in the grand scheme of things. 1 to 5% of those hospitalized were fully vaccinated. So reports of death after COVID-19 vaccines are rare.
More rare, yeah.
And 95% or more of fully vaccinated people stayed out of the hospital, we think, because of the vaccines. And then as far as worldwide, there have been 6,004,421 deaths as of March 6, 2022.
That is just astounding, you guys. That's
terrifying.
Just shattering. That's awful. That's why we need to keep talking about this. I know a lot of these deaths are hitting people with underlying medical conditions. Your chances definitely increase with age. I also read something about children getting it and then a year later developing respiratory issues from it. So it doesn't just go away. Conditions like cancer, diabetes, being obese, heart conditions,
anything that
Crohn's
compromises your immune system. Arthritis.
So, and the scariest thing is that there's a lot of people with underlying conditions that aren't even aware.
That's very true.
So, the biggest thing that I want to say about this is that you really need to get with a healthcare professional. Find that doctor that you click with that is concerned about you and not just processing you like a number. Because it is coming down to our personal hygiene and our health and how we're taking care of that. We can no longer ignore what we're feeling or what we're doing or what we're going through. We need to be aware of our bodies. If we want to stop this disease, or infection or virus, if we want to stop it, we've got to be aware of it. You know, we can't stick our heads in the sand and say, oh, the government's just telling us to do this. We've got to find out for ourselves. We've got to protect ourselves, our families. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So I chose to get vaccinated because I just have this kind of good of the herd mentality. I'm not saying my decision is better than anybody else's decision, but basically I would have been ostracized from my family because my mom's in her 70s and my dad's in his 80s, and then girlfriends and boyfriends of theirs, and they weren't going to see me. I wouldn't have seen my mom for 2.5 years. She hasn't left the house.
Which, I mean, I understand that, but when it does come down to these things, I do feel it's super important to put, because your health is number one, right? So I appreciate the herd mentality, but your health is number one. If you don't have that, you're not going to have anything else. So when these situations happen, you do need to look at your body first.
Of course.
And what will help. Now, in your situation, I'm in agreement with you taking the thing, because you do get sick a lot. And I do think that you're immune. I do think that, you know, you need some immune.
She thinks I'm immune compromised. I don't think I am, but I definitely have some anxiety that definitely leads to me getting sick.
And I have several other friends, like I said, you know, one that had cancer, one that has Crohn's. And we were all waiting. Like, as soon as something came out, I was like, take it. But for myself, I don't have those issues, right? I have an extremely strong immune system, and it might have compromised me differently because I have so strong and built this natural immune system in myself and my children. Putting that into us wouldn't have helped us.
Yeah,
I mean, everybody is different, and that's why I keep saying you need to find the right doctor, talk to them, and make your plan for what works for your body.
Right, and I will say, on the second vaccine, I got sick. I mean, I definitely had a fever.
Most people did.
Yeah, and I got sick for a couple of days. And I did get COVID. I actually got it twice, but I do feel like, I don't think I would have gone to the hospital, but I do feel like it definitely kept me out of the hospital. I did throw up, and mine was just weird. I was tired, and then I had a sore throat, and then just like all these random symptoms. So I didn't even know I was sick for like a month, literally a month.
It's scary.
Yeah.
It's scary what's out there. And I know, I mean, look at the statistics and the numbers. There's been almost 1 million deaths just in the U.S. alone from COVID. So it does need our attention. We do need to be,
we do. It's very, very serious. And as a therapist, I know there's a lot of people in my circle. There's a lot of people just in my circle of friends and family. But then as a therapist, I see so many people. So I hear everybody's stories and deaths by a lot of different people, even my own, friends. And so I'm going to tell a story, actually, if that's okay with you. So one of my dear friends is married to this 30-something-year-old woman, sweetest. She's so sweet. And she's actually from Belarus, so this might not have gone so well now, but this was like 1.5 years ago. And so he first got sick, and he said, you better be careful, because you could get sick too, because, I think I have COVID. This was before the tests were out. And she's a vegan yoga instructor, like crazy healthy, whatever else. And she just kind of kept working. She was like, I just am a little tired. I don't feel, really sick or anything. So then a number of weeks later, he finds her passed out in the closet. So he takes her, races her to the hospital, and they took her in and checked her all out. And they said, we don't know what to do. This has attacked her. It's attacked her organs, and her liver is dying, and it's dying fast. And we're in California, and we don't have a plethora of livers to give to people. It's thousands and thousands and thousands of people on the wait list. So he basically somehow, luckily, got her on the plane. She was in a wheelchair, just basically hunched over in gray, looked like she was dying. She was dying. And they raced her to Belarus. And there, they seem to have a lot of extra livers just kind of sitting around. And so she got a transplant, and she actually survived it, because the transplant's dangerous too, but she survived it. And it ended up being a wonderful story in the end, but it was a very frightening story.
I knew a very similar situation, a woman in the Bahamas, a friend of mine who extremely healthy, in her probably late 40s, early 50s, yoga instructor.
Totally yoga instructor.
She was completely fine. Came home one night, started having a sore throat, and got exhausted, tired. The next morning, she spiked a fever. The next day, she was dead.
Oh my gosh.
And it was Lambda.
Oh my gosh.
COVID.
It was Lambda? I
It
feel
was
like, are
really
we talking about
scary.
sororities and fraternities?
I know, but it's scary how this stuff is happening. So it's really important, you guys. This is what we want to leave you with today is make a plan. It's important to have a plan in place for if you get the sniffles or a sore throat or anything, because no longer can we just keep sending our kids to school or can we just keep going to work. This is coming down to our personal hygiene. We have to take it seriously.
And there's so many symptoms at this point that you can't just say, oh, well, I just have a sore throat or I'm just tired, you know, because I was just tired for like 2 weeks.
I was tired for like 2 months.
I was so tired that I just had to go home and sleep all of a sudden like that.
Still now, and I'm back to exercising and trying to get, but even when I go upstairs, I get winded, which I never used to.
Yeah.
But it takes you down. But anyway, we want to talk about making a plan, you guys. Okay. So the first thing you really want to do is have a plan in place to get rapid testing.
Yes.
So if you're out at the grocery store or what are they called, pharmacies, wherever, grab the kits if you see them. They are super hard to get.
Yes.
If not, have a place, because there's loads of places you can go to. They usually have long waiting lists, but at least know where you can call and get a test.
And it's gotten better, just so you know. And also the government sent us, what, 4 or 5? We all got,
I think I put that link somewhere down. I don't know if they're still doing it or not, but it was
they're
through
not.
UPS.
I don't know.
No?
Yeah, every household gets one. So you've already gotten yours. Yeah.
So anyway, you want to do that. The next thing you want to do is talk to your doctor. I know I've already said this, but it is super important. If you don't have a good doctor that you like, find one. Find a naturopath, find a Western doctor, find an Eastern doctor, find somebody that you click with that works with you, that can go over your internal systems and organs and blood work and all of that stuff, and can really help you get aligned and make good, solid choices for what's best for your body. Wearing a mask is one. Some people are pro, some people are against. It does help, but it also is going to be hurting your respiratory system because you can't keep rebreathing your carbon dioxide. So that's not a great one.
It's definitely not a great one to wear while you're exercising. Let's put it that way.
I still will wear my mask if I go to the market or front of the pharmacy or something. But
in LA, you don't have a chance. You don't have choice anymore.
It's off now.
What?
Yeah, there's no more masks. Yep, no more mask mandates.
Even in LA?
Yeah, and they're not checking cards anymore either.
Okay, because we just went out a couple weeks ago and they were checking, but it's changed.
So, and then you also, this is just a kind of big one, if you can, try to figure out how to work from home. Avoid these big parties and being around a lot of people. You know, we just can't live that way anymore, you guys, unfortunately.
At least not right now.
Not right now. You can still have safe social gatherings, but you do need to be conscious and aware, and you do need to have really good hygiene.
Because you can get it more than once, even when you're vaccinated.
And even a long-term one.
Well,
it sticks in there, and it's brutal.
Yeah, I mean, in the sense that, like you say, you get tired. If I overdo it physically or mentally, I'll feel a little run down still. And I attribute it to that.
Yeah.
So,
all right, you guys, we're going to leave you there. If you have any questions,
always
reach out.
Yes. Any questions or comments?